Hey guys, Professor C here, and I wanted to welcome you to my very first ever review of Detective Conan. This is a review series that I think is going to be really important for the community, and it's going to be important for people that have never seen Detective Conan. I really want to use these review episodes to discuss the series for really reasons of it is such a long series overall, and people have not obviously been able to watch all 910 plus episodes that have aired and that are going to continue to air, obviously. I really do think it's important to talk about the roots of the series as well, and I think by doing these reviews, it's really going to help everyone kind of understand it a lot more. And it will also provide people that don't have a chance to watch all of those episodes a condensed sort of review as to what actually happened in the episode and what took place. So every review that I do will have spoilers. So if you do not want to be spoiled and you eventually want to watch the entire series on your own, this video is probably not going to be for you. So I will go ahead and jump right in. We're going to be talking about Detective Conan, Episode 1, the roller coaster murder case. Obviously, we open the episode in a way that establishes the series going forward with a murder. It really, the first minute and a half to 2 minutes, we don't see the main character. We don't see the main cast. We see a man in a room, and we see another man, basically swinging from the rooftop basically and going to kill, and going into a room and murdering somebody in the beginning of the episode. And that's kind of how it opens. And then we cut to I would call it a hall, like a big grand hall, where, Inspector Megure is there, and, Shinichi Kudo makes his grand entrance. And it's pretty clear in the episode that Shinichi Kudo is an established detective that has probably solved a good amount of cases already, just based on the way he enters, the way he carries himself. He's very, very confident, very, very cocky at the same time. It's something that if you watch the episode, maybe not on the first glance, but on the second look, you'll kind of figure that he's been doing this for a little while. Even though he's only a high school detective, he's been doing this for a good while and is pretty successful at it. And so we get to see his deduction skills in deducing who the criminal is and how he solves that particular case. We see the storyline between him and Mori Ran kind of develop a little bit. It becomes very interesting because it's with those two, it kind of is like a best friend thing in the episode. When you're watching, it seems like a best friend thing, but it's obvious that he's definitely crushing on her hardcore, and she may have a little bit of feelings there too, but they are definitely established friends. That's what I gathered when I watched the episode the first time. And obviously they make plans to go to tropical land to spend time with each other, and to I would say it would be like a date in a lot of ways. It certainly seemed like it. Obviously, they are making plans to do this. At the same point that they're making plans to do this, there's also mention in the episode as well, and we actually get to see Mori Kogoro appear, and we see him in the episode incredibly down on his luck. It seems like he hasn't had a case in a very, very long time. He is, by all accounts, and watching the episode, incredibly depressed. Even more of an alcoholic, I would say, in that episode than he is now, which he still drinks quite a bit, but I would say in that episode in particular, you could say he's very much an alcoholic just by watching the first episode and how depressed he is. So we see that side of it as well, and there's more character development to come later in the series from him, but we don't see him a whole lot in it. And then we cut to tropical land. Before we cut to tropical land, we cut to a girl sitting by herself. She's got pearls that are spread out on the table. that have been dropped by her, and she's crying. And then we cut to Tropical Land, where we obviously, see, Ron and Shinichi, and they are, just casually on their, I would call, a date. A lot of people in the community may bash me for saying that, but on a date together and spending time with each other. So we get to see them together, kind of their interactions, their bonding experience. Shinichi picks up on a few things from the people in line, and trying to show off his deductive skills to Ron. And I think you could tell in the episode at this point she's getting pretty annoyed with him, because he's not really, he's more paying attention to his deductive skills and showing off than I think to her. And obviously, you can't take the attention away from her. She wants it all, and she feels like that date is hers, and it should all be about her, and that's kind of what you get from it. So they get on the roller coaster. Everything seems like it's fine, and then all of a sudden, Shinichi feels a drop hit his forehead, and they come out of the tunnel there on the roller coaster, and there's somebody's head's missing. So, obviously after the ride, we are reintroduced to Inspector Megure, and he is talking to Shinichi and immediately rules him and Ron as, people that are not persons of interest. They are not suspects. They are basically just there. And, Shinichi begins to start trying to solve the case and starts investigating. It doesn't take very long in the episode for him to deduct who was the murderer, and it was the girl we saw earlier, who was crying over the pearls that were spread out on the table. Then we cut and see the black organization members, Jin and Vodka, in that same sequence talking, and Shinichi is very suspicious of them right off the bat. Saying that he's felt like they've committed murder or they've killed before. The English dub and the Japanese dub say basically the same thing in that. And then he sees Vodka running off after the case is over and decides to follow him, and that forever changes the series as we know it. So as he follows Vodka to investigate, there's a lot going on with this transaction between Vodka and this other gentleman who we did not see at any point in the episode. And then we are reintroduced to Jin again as Jin comes from behind and just knocks Shinichi over the head and forces the poison down his throat, which turns him into a child. The organization believed at the time, once they fed him that drug, though, that it would kill him, and it was something they wanted to test and see if it would actually work, and so they just believe he's dead. So they leave him in that state, and we cut to the end of the episode where he discovers that he is a kid. After police try to help him and he just basically runs off, we discover that he is a kid. And then it goes right next to the episode preview, and the series just continues from there. And that was really the end of the episode, and really what a draw and what a way to bring in an audience for a series. If you're watching that episode, you're watching the second episode. You're watching more and more and more to see what happens. So what a great way to establish a first episode for a series. I think this series has done the best job of any series, really, to keep you hooked and to keep the storyline interesting and fresh. So it was super, super cool that actually played out that way. So obviously, a lot of us have seen this episode already. Really, these reviews are going to be for people that haven't seen them. But comment down below. I'd love to have a discussion with you, whether you've seen it or not, and talk about your thoughts. Obviously, we are trying to do some things on the YouTube channel. I haven't been great about posting regular videos in the past. I'd really like to continue to do multiple videos a week, continue this review series as well. If anybody happens to know anybody that can edit together like a new channel intro, We've obviously changed the name of the channel to SEC Media. We feel that that's going to be super important going forward, so we can talk about not just Case Closed, but Detective Conan in general on the channel, and have comprehensive reviews, discussions, so on and so forth. So comment down below. Let's have a discussion. I'd be really interested to hear of your thoughts of the first episode. And we'll talk to you the next time we come back. We'll be reviewing Detective Conan Episode 2. So we'll see you next time. Have a great day.